Hey, good morning everybody, and welcome to Stonehearth dev stream number 233, in which we are going to be working on the Herbalist's workshop. Hey, good morning, game musical PCs. Sorry about that. I got caught up on all the consonants. And Artie and T-Pad M. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Let's there we go. Let's hit the right button. Okay, cool. So, yes, we are doing pretty well on our templates for Raya's Children, but we've still got a few outliers. A couple of our crafters are missing a place to work. The one that's been on my mind the most has been the Herbalist, so we should probably do something about that. Also, I wanted to share... What was that sound? Sorry, I heard a scary noise. Okay, I also wanted to share some of the progress I've been making on our desert goblins for anyone who might have tuned into mine and Richard's double streams when we were filling in for Stephanie for those 2 weeks. We were working on a desert goblin variant, and also a little progress on Zilla, who has also been shaping up a little bit. Welcome Ranox and Sarandarez and Bumblebee. That name, by the way, is fantastic. Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be, whatever time it might be. We don't need plants, we need... I wanted to start with the goblins. I wonder if I can find them. Oh. Sometimes I put things in places and I tell you what. Critters? Is this one? Yes? Yes, it is! Cool. Alright, so, the goblin is getting a desert makeover. Hopefully everybody's gonna get a desert makeover, but right now I've been working specifically on the goblins. So we have, like, our Ascendancy noggins back here, sort of showing where we've been. And our little forest goblin all right over here, he's all green, he's got sharper ears and thinner teeth. You will find that the desert goblins have slightly wider ears and wider teeth, and they tend to decorate themselves with stuff that they find in the desert. Most notably bones, or in this fellow's case, just a straight up cactus, because, I don't know, he's wild at heart. Right now I've got 6 different kinds. I was shooting for 5, but these 2 little guys on the end originally started out with like a chipmunk skull or a squirrel skull. I'm gonna zoom in on him. He's got like a little squirrel skull on, just like on the edge of his noggin, and I had wanted to like put his ponytail through it, but it turned out to be way too much information, so I just wound up splitting them up. So these guys are like the little baby goblin scouts. These ones are slightly more decorated, and these 2 are like greatly honored because of the sheer magnitude of their cool hats. All that's really left to work on these guys is to finish up their armor, and then they'll be ready to go, and I'll probably be working on some other guys. Cactus hat. Yes, thank you, Mel Lopez. I was super excited about that. Hey, good morning, Mally. No worries. We only just started. We were just going over some of the stuff we've been working on since the last time we saw our goblins. But yeah, I'm super excited about these guys. I can't wait to get them done and start desertifying other things, because this has been a really fun project, and I'm super happy that we get to make a little time for it. Let's get rid of these guys, and the last thing I wanted to do to share with you guys is a little update on Zilla. So, I've been working on his plates and his colors, and Zilla now is pretty well polished. So he's got like this kind of like creeping heat up from his underbelly. He's got like underbelly plates now. He's got this creeping heat up from his underbelly, and then these like harder plates that have cooled on his crust. And I worked really hard to try and make this feel like it was just like a burning hot coal underneath there. And though this has to change because it may not work so well, he's also got like the burning interior of his maw. So you just feel like this guy is nothing but a furnace. He's like a living kiln. So super happy with how he's been turning out. I guess for those of you who weren't there, we actually worked on Zilla mostly on the stream. And I think where we last left him off was here. So this was sort of like laid the groundwork for where he wound up going. he was always supposed to have like something like bubbling and super hot on his back. But I kept coming back to this and kind of like in the periphery of my mind thinking that he sort of looked like he had jelly on his back, which sends the wrong message. But yeah, that's been super fun. Yeah. And now we can do this, which is also fun. Bah! Hello. Alright, that's enough of that. Oh, Ronok's saying, sorry, but what has been the stream up to? The last time I went in was when Stephanie was working on slab buildings for Alpha 16. Wow, yeah, it's been a while. Oh man, I mean, we've been kind of coming in and just working on all kinds of stuff. I know on my streams I've been doing a lot of the Raya's Children's building templates and things like that for A19, which is seeing kind of like a lot more stuff for our desert biome, which has historically been sort of lagging behind the Ascendancy in terms of things to build and things to see. So at the very least, we've been trying to make sure that everybody's got a workshop and we've got like a tier 2 kind of a house style. And hopefully if they can all get done in time, I'd like to have the monsters with a little makeover to make them feel like they belong in the desert. Good morning, Conrad. You want to give Zilla a hat? Jabu Bob says, a bit off topic, but I've wondered if you've planned to move to creative #GameDev, where game developers are located on Twitch. Twitch removed game development channel a long time ago, and you're hard to find. I didn't know about that. I am probably gonna have, I don't know, I will ask people. That's the first I've heard of it. Cool. Alright, so I have to find, I found it! First try. Cool. I have a lot of PSDs and a lot of files, and oftentimes I don't name them clearly enough. Oh no. Where'd you go? Hey, here we are. There we go. Mel Lopez is saying he could like dig or drill to get to your town. That would make it super unique. Oh, I guess you're talking about Zilla. Yeah, I don't know. He's supposed to be sort of like a big fiery, just like desert monster. He's based off of the Gila monster, which is much smaller. Why isn't this letting me resize it? This is sure interesting. I would like that. There it was for a second. Photoshop. There we are. But I don't know, he was hard to do though. Like the original concept of him like having a burning back and all those things actually wound up posing some trouble when it came time to model him, so I actually had to spend a little bit of time painting him over. Okay, so what you're looking at right now is, actually these are all of the original nuts and bolts and blueprints for the tier 2 houses. So everything that you are playing with in the game as far as these templates go all started here, along with all of these notes and things about this. Yes. So I used to try to work all these out on grid paper, and then I just started doodling like the shapes for them, and I found that it actually streamlined the process quite a lot. The only trouble is with some of these inset facades, I have to remember to not, I have to remember about like the odd even rule with the roof. So with this style of roof, why can't I have my color picker? Man, Photoshop is being super sassy today. Sorry guys. With the desert style of the roof, if your wall is if your wall is an even number of cubes lengthwise, you'll get like this weird gap of 2 voxels here, and then like a slat, a slat, a slat, and it looks really unappealing. And when you inset the wall, you have to remember that you're essentially going to be faking that extra voxel with the roof overhang. So that was really the only drawback here. Chibi Kuroneko 13 says, does anyone know how to get the red wooden park bench in Raya's Children? I can't seem to find it. Might have to look into that. That sounds strange. It would be sweet if in-game, if when a log in, there was a broke down castle to rebuild. That's actually a pretty cool idea. I like that. Conrad says you can buy it from a trader. Oh, thank you, Conrad. That's really cool. Let's see. Alright, just trying to make sure I'm staying caught up with the comments. Alright, so the topic of today's stream, other than just sharing with you guys what's been going on in the background, is to give the Herbalist a house, because everybody's got a house. Like, the communal kitchen happened for the cook, we've got a cool little shrine, blacksmith got a house. This was actually the original engineer's workshop, but maybe it could be repurposed into an herbalist workshop. The only issue is this thing, that was awfully problematic, and the building actually was not very pretty when it was done. Like, it was pretty from this angle, but when you turned it around it was very boring, so maybe not. So I actually have not meditated too much on what I want to see for this. So you guys, when you think of an herbalist's workshop, what do you think needs to be in it? Other than, of course, their workbench, which is adorable. I love the herbalist workbench. I feel like my pen pressure's off, so let me mess with that while you guys are catching up. Maybe it's the color? Pressure sensitivity seems way funny. Herbs says RD4. Some flowers, that's a cool idea. I wonder if we, you know what? I don't know. We might need to have some kind of a decoration that lets us do that, other than the window boxes. Though we do have the window boxes, so at the very least... Oh wait, no, that's Ascendancy. There I go. Yeah, so decorations-wise, I'm not sure... I don't think, anyway, we have a lot of things that actually include stuff like that. So maybe we're gonna have to come back to that, because we've got window boxes for the Ascendancy. Those are all carpenter items. But we don't have any potted flowers. Let's make a note of that, and maybe in another stream we'll come back. And I think we've been meaning to do this anyway, because one of the things that all these templates kind of share is really cool porches. So rather than window boxes, I thought it would be nicer to have like pots of flowers and cacti that you could decorate the porches with. So let me make a note of that. Maybe we will come back and work on potted flowers at some time. There are clay window boxes with red flowers and rice children. Oh, that's true. Okay. Where did I miss those? Yeah, okay, that's where the red flowers are. Now I remember. Why did I stop building with the flower boxes? There was a reason. Potted cactus. Well, here is a potted cactus. What's it look like? It's adorable. But I guess that's also a window box. Maybe not. Golden clay wall planter? There we are. Lovely. Alright. This looks like it uses the tan, so let's make sure that those walls have a little tan under them. I don't want to stick them under the windows. Like, I really like the... Conrad says, at Stonehearth, are there going to be more tier 1 templates, since I feel like placing 10 dormitories is not the best? Well, actually, wait, I know what's wrong. A couple of the... Why isn't it? Oh, that would explain why my tablet's acting so weird. So a couple of the crafting workshops are actually tier 1, let me do one of these, are actually tier 1 templates. So if you were to promote someone into a potter, you'll get the potter's workshop. They are spread out a little bit, but as far as just like basic templates go, you really have you've got like the dormitory, the little clay hut, I think the dining quarters, is that what they're called? It's the big one. Also, I have the designing skills rock. Oh. Can't plant flax in the flower boxes. They are pretty too. Flax. Now I'm curious. Flax is really pretty. I didn't know that. They're purple. Aw. Check it. These are so nice. This strikes me as more of an ascendancy type plant. I guess this is, oh my gosh, it's so blue. Yeah, I would just stay there. Probably forever. That's really cool. Chibi Kuroneko saying, is there a carpenter workshop for Rice Children yet? Not as of yet, actually, so that's another one of our outliers. Carpenter is not really one of the main classes, but I guess neither are a couple of these. Anyway, it's good that people, that Hearthlings have a place to do what they do. Alright, so we've ascertained that we definitely want to use those wall planters. Where we put them is kind of another story. So what I want to see, because I don't think I have tried to, are we in develop? Yeah. I don't think I've actually tried to use those just yet, so I kind of want to see how they look on the wall. Dum dum. Fields of blue. Fields of blue. So pretty. Oh wait, I'm pretty, you know what, this is fine. Begin! Mark! It's fine. We've got the item stamper. No one will go hungry. That looks good. Whew. Sorry, my sinuses are being angry. Let's see, Melope says it would be nice if the Herbalist workshop has some shelves with a lot of jars on them. That's another really cool idea for some decorations. Just because I said so is also saying would be nice to have a lumber mill for the carpenter. It would look neat next to the water, even better with a water wheel. I want a water wheel so bad, but that obviously poses some issues. Oh yeah, I like these little oases, sissies, when you've got like the trees around them. I either prefer to build my settlements around these or just like into a cool looking mountain. Alright, so let's not get too distracted. Keyboard smash the town. Because I'm feeling hyper imaginative when it comes to naming right now. Custom, design custom building. Just give me something tiny. Like, oh hey, I need to update that icon too, I keep forgetting. That's maddening. I feel like my situation there is the wrong color. Cool. Alright, let's stamp one of those golden clay planters into existence. Boop. Aw. It does stick out kind of weird. I don't know. Trying to think of how we would use this in a way that is super pretty. I mean, obviously we can put it under windows, except that I don't actually have any windows. Excuse me. It's not my usual building safe. I don't have one of everything. Yes, we want the planter, like, in the window. Yeah, so that doesn't really work so well. I mean, it's not bad. It's kind of cool. No, it's not bad. I don't know, I still think this would be a better opportunity for, like, potted flowers. that's not. Let's see. Bonto says it's really hard to make boats and be able to set them at water level without sinking. And having to build a platform just to destroy it really bites. Let's see. Stone door. No, we want just any old door. Actually, not any old door. So, this is a crafter workshop, and we said green doors and windows for the crafter's workshop. Let's see. I am never gonna find it. There are so many doors. There we go. Well, everybody's being chatty. That's so cute. Cool. Alright. Like that. Hey, Freedom 2. We're just kinda getting rolling. Oh, thanks, Rhinox. We are working on an herbalist house today. Alright. Obviously, this is something that we want against the wall because one of the edges is a little raw. Oh! Thank you, friend! That's amazing! How did you get it to float like that? Is Shul a wizard? Shul might be a wizard. And then the rest of the town of Keyboard Smash was afraid of Shul. Except this guy. This guy's totally okay with Shul. Kendali and Shul are bros. Okay. So we've just invented Shul the Wizard, who is responsible for making objects float. And we have seen... Oh! That's actually just something that I thought of. And we've also seen what our window boxes look like. But I had wanted to see what happens if you place them side by side. Back to back. Because conceivably you could create the illusion of a full potted thing, even though that's not really what they're for. Melopa says, I'd love it if there were white fences that you could place to give the impressions of gardens outside houses. That would be really cute. No, that's fine. Mally is saying, I don't think those flower things are meant to sit on the ground. It's possible. Or Shul might be a wizard. That is also possible. No, I definitely think you're right. Clay wall planter. Oh, there's a Wii. I did not know it came in a smaller variety. Oh, it doesn't. What am I doing? Okay, so these cannot sit on the ground. Or be turned by means of normal furniture. Alright, question answered. That is fine. Alright, so tall windows with the planter underneath them does not look too bad. I don't know, I still wish we had like just a variety of potted plants around, and also inside the house would be really cool. But I feel like these would take up a lot of real estate inside the house. Okay, so we've ascertained that we want flowers. What else do we need to make an herbalist house feel functional and appropriate and super good? Hey Ildred, welcome to the stream. Floating plant pots. Well, we're gonna try not to do things that feel too out of place. That way people who missed the stream won't be totally confused. I do love cool porches. Cool porches just seem to be... Oh, that's why I can't... There we go. So we've got like stairs. So in the spirit of making these cool to look at from many angles, it's helpful like if the door is here, don't put the stairs in front of it. Bring the porch that way and put the stairs somewhere else. Oops. Sorry guys, I did not silence my phone. How rude. Okay. Okay, Rella says, I'm for potted flowers. I liked when we could grow deployable flowers with the farmers to make your own garden. Now everything is herbs for the herbalist. Exactly. I think it would just be cool. Because, I don't know, I feel like the window box aesthetic is very appropriate for the Ascendancy homes, but something about them just doesn't feel quite right on the Riot Children homes. And it'd be cool if you had, like, kind of like your storage urns, if you had, not functioning the same way is not what I mean, but kind of like your storage urn, so that you'd have, like, small ones with just a variety of colors, and then your large ones with a variety of colors, so you could put the big ones outside, you could put small ones inside. I don't know, I just think that would be a nice touch. Conrad says, well, I'll be lurking for a while, it's dinner time. Happy dinner. A cauldron and a table where the mortal and pestle sit. Sorry, bad spelling. It's okay, I got you. So they do have their workbench, but I don't think we have a cauldron and a mortar and pestle for them in game. I don't think that's part of their kit. It would be cool if they had a mortar and pestle on their table and like some things, but they have like a little sprout and it's hyper adorable. And they've got like a little journal of some kind. Sir Andres returns from acquiring soup. We are sketching away. We're getting ideas for what should go in our herbalist workshop. So this is super simple. Don't really think there's anything much that we need to do down there. Like a little porch area. Little lamp. Boop. Put the stairs on the other side so it's fun to look at. Sir Andres does make a good point. Many of our crafting classes do have multiple workstations. A mortar and pestle would be really cool. Maybe we can at some time work on a version of this that has a mortar and pestle, because that would be okay. I don't know if I spelled that right. I think I did. Sometimes I'm not a great spelling. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else would work on here, other than what we've already got. Again, this is a tier 1 it's a tier 1 crafting house. It doesn't need to be too crazy and over the top. Otherwise the tier 2 houses are gonna start feeling a little bit odd. Enigami is saying Herbalist will have cauldrons. I'm not sure just yet. It would be cool, but I haven't really seen any plans so far for something like that. I don't know, if we are continuing with the tradition of having many... Oh, hey, good morning, Weiss. If we're continuing with the tradition of having multiple workbenches for crafters, then it's a possibility, but I think it would need to be there for a reason, other than to just be another double of a workbench. Like maybe you'd have to have a cauldron placed in order to make potions, and so on and so on. But I think that would be the idea. Sir Andrea says it would also be nice if they had a little mini garden area, since the herbalist would cultivate plants. Perhaps they have window boxes and stuff. Yeah, so we were already playing in the game, and I guess at least temporarily we're going to try and put window boxes here. You can move flowers in the game, but at the moment the desert does not have flowers growing wild outside. So that's a little tricky. Otherwise, I'd say, hey, let's put this door somewhere else and like make this a patch and deploy a bunch of flowers into it, because that would be super cute if like their back porch was a garden. I don't know. Actually, that might be kind of a fun thing to work towards. So if we did have a stream where we just made a bunch of potted plants in a bunch of random colors, that could be kind of a fun thing to put on this back porch area. So the front door would be over here somewhere, or maybe over here somewhere, I don't know yet. And then they would have like this little situation up here, like up and protected from things that might walk on it. So that's one idea. Though the shape of this building might start getting a little strange, so might need a better solution than that. Or maybe for stronger potions, says Anigami. That's a good point. You might want to be careful when designing the crafter houses and the multiple workbenches if any more workbenches are introduced. Might have to redo a lot of houses. Oh no! At the very least, potted plant I think is a safe bet. Alright, so, I don't know. This is hyper simple, but it's also hyper functional. I would love to see a version of it that does have like a porch area that is all for flowers. It would also look really nice with the whole idea of it being an herbalist house. I guess I feel a little strange about it because it would only be a decoration. It wouldn't actually be something that they would go and harvest flowers from. So, I don't know, if a concept like that were ever introduced, I would definitely redesign this building to incorporate it. Hi, Mark Stiff. Yeah, Sarandra says they could have a terraced porch where their plants are grown and then have a house on their corner of their plot that had enough room for their workbench and their bed. I think that's kind of the idea, actually. Also, I just had a thought. So if these sit on a wall, they can also sit on the inside of a wall. Which means conceivably you could have something like this where they're facing in. And that might be a neat way to get away with it, depending on how it looks. And then rather than that being a raised porch 100%, it could also just be a walled-in area. But then it's going to start blocking off the house. That's not really something that I've tried before, but maybe it could be kind of cool. Hey Rockraid, we are designing a house for the Herbalist. Or we are trying to design a house for the Herbalist, but we've got a couple of many ideas here. Alright, so that's enough to go on, I think, to just start pushing buttons and seeing what feels right. Let's give it a whirl. A floating book over a stand where Herbalist gets the recipes. That would be cool. It would be super cool to have more like crafter specific items and things that like just felt neat thematically to see in a space. Is Prickly Parrot still in here? Oh! It is! But yes, worth experimenting. I agree. Hi, Moobot. Oh, game music, please. Oh, game music. Game was saying, will this game be optimized for slower engine error? You know what? I think this pops up on my computer. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna be good. Oh, hey. I should not get rid of that. I don't know if that's still important. Can I have a new? I can. Wait, did I just get rid of it? Oh, I think I did. Oh dear. Whoops. Why did that happen? Why can't you have more than one notepad? Oh, jeez. I have no idea what just happened. One of the reasons why I like these streams so much, mad science is endorsed. I agree. Oh, that was a reflection of a bird outside and it was on my table and I was super thinking just now that there was a bug. Alright, where are you, buddy? Was this the game? Oh no! This is the game where we have the hungry friend. Hi, friend. Don't worry. We've got you covered. Have this. Yeah, I am hoping that Stephanie saved it. Next time, just click on the little icon in the Windows bar that opens a new window, whatever's in it. That's... Oh, you're right. Amazing. Okay, my bad. I hope that worked out. Hello everyone, finally made it to one of the streams. Hey, the Innkeeper! What's on the agenda for today? We are trying to make an herbalist house. I'm a little worried that I just destroyed a notepad that was not saved. Oh, it didn't ask me if it... Oh, I'm gonna worry about that all day now. Jeez. Focus on the house for now. Alright, let's give it a little bit of a slab up, because that's just kind of fun. And let's see, if we wanted 2 windows side by side, so that would be podium, wall, window, podium, wall. So that's 9, that makes sense. If we wanted to... Oh wait, no, this is tier 1 houses. We don't usually inset tier 1 houses. Trying to think how many of these we want. Let's do it out of 7 and see what happens. So the tier 1 houses are pretty ordinary. The tier 2 houses are where we start seeing the walls actually set in. Oh wow, this is the old pottery house. It doesn't have like the awning or anything. That's kind of cool. That is a point, Radiant Mally, but I don't know. It's still gonna bother me. Okay. So this is just the house. This doesn't include the porch or anything just yet. And what I wanted to do was experiment with, do we have the windows in here yet? Of course we don't. Oh hey, that friend. I left that friend standed up there. Standed. I can words good. Can words super good. Hi, you can't get down, and that's sad. Here. Did you eat? Okay, it looks like you ate. No, you didn't eat. Interesting. I wonder why he waited that long. Don't say things like that just because I said so. Ooh, windows everywhere. No, not that one. We want this one. Alright, we did math, right? Okay, that should not be either here nor there at the moment. Alright, so we should... Uh-oh, I think I'm gonna sneeze. Nope, it ran away. I scared it. And rightfully so. Alright, we don't want to use the wall tool, but then the question is, are we going to be able to deploy the planter against slab? Which I don't think there would be a problem with that. Okay, we can. So that's an idea. We can't place them right side by side without them, well, doing that, and that's not very pretty. But I guess the other question is whether they look good spaced apart. Because I had wanted to make it feel a little bit like a garden area. This might not work as intended though, so let's just mock it up. I'm not gonna worry too much about the measurements being precise. This is a building editor sketch. A little thing, it's too high so nobody can get cheeky and just run over the wall. Yeah, I don't know. Looks a little busy. Maybe it's okay. Looks super busy. Alright, that might be a little too much insanity. I know this is wood, but it's brown like dirt. Yeah, I don't think that quite does it. Also, I'm feeling like that should be like a step up now. So in another version, we shall do it like that, and it has to be. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be. Let me see really quick. Do they have food? Just I'm leaving them unattended, and I didn't check on their food supplies. Wow, you guys are okay. You're still talking to each other. We good? You've got some food. I'm gonna deploy them more food. There you go. Have at it. 100 pies. Okay, I was about to say, excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't quite have the appeal I was hoping for. Noted. I think 1 or 2 of these under the window is fine, but they're very busy. I feel like if the flowers were bigger... I think, you know what, I think we're just gonna have to have a time... Hey, Turtle Squish, how's it going? Let's take some... You know, these sticking out feel weird. Maybe if those were on the interior wall, if this will be an interior wall. So if we did that, and we stuck these guys in here, and this was like on the inside, on a porch, it would keep this outer wall clean. I don't know, now I don't want to see those like that. We don't have any lattice windows deployed? How boring. Oh, lanterns are on. Isn't there a cactus planter, a different looking planter? That's true, there is a cactus planter. Nah, we need like... Alright, this one is not wall mounted, so that's something. But I still feel like when we see these all side by side by side... Oh, wait, maybe it is. I can't seem to actually... Oh wait, that's because this is for deploying. I'm a silly goose. There we go. Wait, was it? It's not letting me rotate it. Oh no, I think this also has to be stuck to a wall. What if we... Yep, now I'm a wizard. Okay, so we can't put that on the ground. Try as I might. Studying computer networks for tomorrow. Oh my gosh, thank you for tuning in. Okay. I like that being a step up. But I feel like it needs to be maybe a little higher. Also, I don't know. It's starting to feel a bit blown out next to these guys. Again, this is a tier 1 house, so we want it to feel kind of quaint. So, let's ixnay on the wood for now. Keep everything kind of low budget and practical. Again, this is just an outpost at the moment. Not going to be going too crazy with materials that are harder to come by or better used elsewhere. Ooh, that feels really forbidding. It'll be fine. It's fine. It's probably fine. Let's make this the darker color. Stonehearth says we could make a new one for the ground or give it a little stand or something. We could. I don't know. We were talking about having another stream where we take a little time working on like new potted plants that actually utilize pots, which I think would also be super cute. Click, click, click. Okay, we want that to be at least 3, because it starts feeling squishy when it's not. I still have mixed feelings about that just hanging out on the outside like that. But then now we have like this enormous whatever over here. Yeah, it was better before. For a minute, I thought it had removed my undo privileges. Oh look! Those planners are right there now. That's exciting. Hey guys. Oh man, I just wanna sit down one more. Let's see. Yeah, I forgot sometimes undo can be a little bit buggy with wall-mounted decorations. There does need to be the tall tapestry. That's true. That's true. They do have a tapestry. It's just not in the game yet. And that would go somewhere on this structure. Also, oop, did I get stuck in a building? I sure did. It's occurred to me that those are too low. This doesn't feel very exciting just yet. Where is, you know what, let's go ahead and stamp down. Would one of you be a potter? Thank you. Oh wait, if we do that, I'm gonna remove my undos. You know what, never mind. It'll be fine. Maybe the problem I'm having is that I'm facing away. A daily update. Hey, we're doing pretty good. Woo! Where'd you spawn? Are you okay? You're not stranded on a mountain? Yay! He's fine. Okay. What if we continue this around the side? It's a little less alienating for those planners. They don't feel like weird fingers sticking out of the building. Also, does this feel like it's really tall? I don't know if I can make that come down by 1. I can make it go up, but I can't make it come down, which is a bummer. Coming from a roofer point of view, there is something wrong with that roof. Just saying. Maybe, but it does look cute at least. I don't know, something about these planners just feels really strange. Don't mind me as I like randomly throw windows around. There we go. Yeah, it feels weird. No good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the dimensions of that. Windows seem too fancy for a tier 1 build, those red ones. Well, that's okay. These, the Crafters Workshops do have the red latticed windows, but I think it's too much detail with the flower boxes, honestly. Which, again, I'm not sold on. I kind of want to... I think we're going to come back to this later and axe those. Yeah, the wall dimensions are totally wrong. But that's okay. 'Tis a sketch. Yeah, I agree with you, Sarandarez. It would be nice to Be able to take it to negative numbers on the roof height and be able to make them really short homes. Yeah, that's exactly what I was just trying to do. We could slab the roof, but I can't erase the roof at this point. But essentially, I could fake it to be 1 level shorter if we just use slab tool. Or maybe even 2. I don't know, because this format has potential, or this arrangement has potential, but I feel like it's a really tall building. And I don't know, something about that seems wrong to me. I love doing these porchways, but I know for our tier 1 houses that's unnecessary. Alright. Maybe having a little cover over the door similar to the roof might get rid of the tallness. That's an idea. Let's give it a whirl. Doot 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 doot. Whoop. Okay. Oops, not there. That feels a little close together. Maybe not an awning like that. This might be a bit too busy, but this is a good thing to remember for later. Also, oh wait, I can't move that. It's slab tool. Look at me. There we go. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like a little much, but I really like the idea. That is a good suggestion. Maybe if it was like a taller building, that would be a cool thing to have like on a lower story. An issue may be that potted plants would be quite iconic for an herbalist. I mean, they work with plants, says Sir Andres. It makes sense for them to have them, but currently the plants available for construction aren't sufficient. Do you have new flowers in the game? Could we see what they look like next to the house? I don't think they're in the game in that way just yet. Let me see. Let's get the fox lily. So we've got an iconic for the fox lily, and the thing is at the moment, I think this is a for trade only kind of a plant. Let's see. Okay, look at that. Oh, also we've got their work. Hi. Did not mean to do that. Oh, that's strange. I deployed those things, but oh, their stockpile's full, that's why. There you go, friends. Do your best. We haven't put down the workbench for the herbalist just yet. And probably some kind of clay bed. I don't know. The exterior of this building is not feeling very inspired just yet. This one is definitely more of a raised house, and so are the other two. There we go. And so are the other two crafting workshops here. So you know what? Let's go ahead and insta-build this friend. Save that for now. Ooh. Oh, he's got something important to say. He's gonna chase him. It's so funny. I love that. Okay. So this should have just enough space inside to accommodate the things that we need. Sarandras, you're actually kind of right. So the fox lily and the sunflower were on an we're on an art stream, but I'm not 100% sure. So like, that's how a fox lily would appear in game. Well, this is at night. But I'm not sure how we're going to be placing them in the world just yet, or if we're going to be placing them in the world. Do these randomize? Are some of them short? No. But having small potted plants I think would be really cool. Or at least small potted flowering cacti would not be an unreasonable demand. Oh wait, I can't edit that house. I have committed it. Okay, so 9x7 does not seem to be a bad way to go for the base. That's a foundation. I didn't want a foundation slab. I know these colors are wrong, but we can always edit that. These I think are 3 up. These are 3 up. They should also all be 9x7, which is interesting. Maybe we should aspire to put the door on the other side of this house. Yeah, it's super tall. Be shorter. It's not listening. Whoa. For a minute I thought that it wasn't gonna... Yeah, so we can't... Alright, let's fake it. Let's see what happens. It'll have this little doot right there, but I think that's okay. Just for sake of proportions. So we do want it to be 1 up. Oops. That's not what I wanted. It is not what I wanted at all. Alright, we've got our odd numbers, so this will work out. Oops. It's weird. My camera quit listening to me for a second. I will just go back in and do like that, rather than continuing to wrestle with it. Yes, that height feels so much better. It's such a tiny touch, but it matters. By golly, it matters. Alrighty. We could conceivably do, and again, I do agree that I think they're the wrong style, but we could conceivably do at least 2 of those guys like that, just to be like, for now, we have flowers on this thing. And I think that would be very reasonable. Oh, it goes in by 1. So we might not need to do this. We could also do the other thing, where you do like the little fake dudes like that, which is always kind of a fun look. I am partial to it. All things matter when you build by gum. Aren't the bars in the middle too high? It would seem that way, but as it turns out, that's what the roof tool does. The bars in the middle are up 1, and the bars on the outside go lower. I think it's supposed to contribute to the illusion that they're supporting weight. But yeah, I've never actually asked why they do that. Alrighty, what have we done here? That should be... So, I think over here we decided that we wanted the darker wood on the bottom, but I don't know. Oh no! We're not worth enough! Oh, whoa. Sadness and despair. This is just minor aesthetic choices. Also, these are still the wrong color, but we can continue to have the, I think this color is winter hazel, like, just dotted in. And then this dark one is Pavlova. There we go. Feels kind of sweet. No. From this angle, it's quite charming. I'm not sure if this is entirely necessary, but I kind of like it for balance. You could also remove that and do... we don't have any of just the regular lanterns. What would that be? Clay oil lamp? Dotted looks cool, says Enigami. Cool, let's keep it that way then. Yeah, I never noticed it either, Chibi Kuroneko, until I started spending a lot of time making these houses. And using slab for roof tool actually came up before. And I think that's when I realized, hey, hang on a minute, that's not quite right, is it? But it's fine. Okay, these flowers sure are getting in the way. I hate to do this to you guys. Actually, you know what? I can teleport them. Perfect. It's exactly where they go. Everything is fine. No? Alright. Up here. All flowers teleported to safety. Enjoy that. Ah, I love it. Aw, that one's hanging out over there. I missed. Hey, good morning, Linda! Just because I said so said, the logs on a desert-type building is to help hold up the roof made of either sandstone or straw bundle bales. Oh, cool! Wait, I lost my building. Yay, I found my building! Wait. Wait. Yes! Whew, that was a lot of things. Alright, we're just gonna knock that in, and we're gonna fill it back up, so nobody worry about us destroying the integrity of our little hut. I'm gonna continue with the theme that we've got, with the pillars continuing down. Because we may as well. Oops, I missed one. So yeah, it's simple, but effective. And again, we have to bear in mind that this, oops, wrong, failure. We have to bear in mind that this one is a tier 1 house. And I've been in tier 2 house mode for quite a while, so it's still very tempting to be like, let's add another story and set it off to the side and make it crazy looking. But that would be completely inappropriate for this tier of homes. So, quaint and cute is where we want to be. Enigami says, are sunflowers getting any functionality later other than aesthetics? At the moment, their functionality is as a quest item. And I believe Linda has more on that topic, but they are necessary for completing one of the tier 2 quests. Kind of hate that this is dark. We're a little on the fence at the moment about whether or not they're gonna, oops, I did it again, about whether or not they're going to appear in the world. But I do want more flowers of some kind in the world, and I've been jamming on some ideas for how that might work. Be nice to have tier 1 houses on stilts with lattice under them. That would be cool. Then Foxgloves can give fire immunity, says Sir Andres. Costs, so that's how Rosebell. Okay, I get you. Okay. Wow, that's only got like one lonely window back there. Man, these houses are very tier 1. Alright. So again, tier 1 house. Okay, so all we really need to... I don't know if we wanted... Oop, that's not where that goes. That's fine. Sometimes it's nice to just have like a lantern on the other side. That way if you're coming up to this building from the opposite side, there's some kind of sign of life. I do like the flowers, but we need like potted flowers to go on this porch area here. That is exactly what I'm missing. Also, I would like to color the inside floor. That's not a necessary touch, but it's a nice one. Rose Rock and Fawn are good. Rose Rock is a nice pink. Looks good with the gold. And what that does is when you look in the window, it just adds a nice discreet pop of color. You can add one more window on the other side. No. Or maybe not. I don't know. I was hoping that this would have a nice continuation like around the corner, but I'm not sure if this is going to look as good in person as it did in my brain. Or maybe it does though. It does feel like a bit much. Your Stonehearth screen is cut off a bit in my stream. It's cut off a bit. It is actually, because it's actually like this, and I was concerned about cutting off the chat. But if we do like this, maybe it'll be better. Try an unfired clay pot on the porch for now as a placeholder. Cool. That's a good idea. Let's do that. Boop. No. Decorations. Alright, pretend those are beautiful flowering decorations. And they're majestic. And you don't even understand your emotions about them. Turtle Squish says, what do you think about a fog of war that actually conceals the landscape? I am actually crazy about the idea because at some point I would like it if, like, when you explore, the things you came across were actually like a cool surprise as the fog of war cleared. Because right now I feel like it's pretty easy to guess what's out there. So I think as we dig into that, that would be really nice. Alright, this I'm probably gonna wind up taking away, but what if yes to wrap around porch? Feels a little bit too huge for a tier 1 house. Yeah, it's huge. We've lost the quaintness. Oop! Let's not do that. Alright, keep it small, keep it kind of simple. Alright, this side feels really good. This side feels like nothing lives there yet. Other than a lantern. Such majesty. Oh! I like this. This is so good. I don't think we could successfully build this with our voxel density. It would look really messy, but like this, but spread out. Excellent. Speaking of flowers, how about a lilac tree? Ooh, let's Google that. We do need more plants. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, it's so purple. Or lilac, which is purple. It's a fancier purple. It's a pinky purple. Really, it's kind of a cobalt violet. That doesn't matter. But it matters to me. Lilac trees would be gorgeous though. I am looking forward to the day that colorful trees happen. Alright, so just trying to figure out how we want to resolve the back end of this house before we... Oh right, we need to remember that the sign needs to go somewhere, so the sign can probably go over here. We don't have those tapestries in the game just yet, but we can use this one as an idea of about how big it is. Okay, cool. And it's centered too, so no one has to suffer. But what if we got rid of this and put it by the door? If the door was over one, which it can be, that might be better, but it is not. So, we'll just have to deal with that. So that's a thought. Those are super pretty. Yeah. This can also be something that we come back to and adjust later. I mean, I think to some extent all of the workshops are going to need that treatment. Oh! Could you mute the stream music, please? I'm sorry, I didn't notice. I have not got my headphones on. But I can certainly do that. Thank you for saying. There you are. How's that? Right, that can't live there. Yeah, like birch trees. That would be cool. No, not every wall needs windows. I think I'm just at this point so used to designing these to be so much fancier that there's a part of me that feels strange about trying to work with them in a constrained way. We should have some kind of a window situation, at least for this side over here. Yep, sorry about that. I should have done that sooner. The lore behind the omnipresent morning turkey must be discussed. What omnipresent morning turkey? Oh, it's just always there, man. What about for that back wall? You just had the torch and the potter's tapestry. That's something we could do. You know, the tapestry might be better suited to one of the smaller walls, or perhaps if we came back in later and expanded this so that the tapestry could sit by the door. Unfortunately, the door cannot sit. Oop. Wow. I ran it off. The door cannot sit right on the pillar. It has to go in by one at the moment. So, bit of a bummer. I consider it a functional constraint. It's not bad. Window fidgeting is the worst. You just get into a mode with it. That's kind of cute. You've got like your dressy bloomy windows over here. Get the feeling that that lantern's gonna start feeling a bit crazy when we've got a bunch of flowers over here, but then with no lantern it's gonna feel really dark. Of course, we could always take these out and put the lantern over here. I'm still trying to remember that one day these are gonna be full of plants. And we might even be able to get rid of these guys at that point too. Yeah, I like the lamp on the side of the door too. It just, there's something about that that feels nice. Just a window. Keep it super simple. Or even a simpler style of window. Yeah. All right, I agree with you guys. Let's keep the lantern on the porch. So we can do windows. I mean, we don't really need anything on the back wall, but there's just like a part of me that's angry that there's nothing on the back wall. We could just do the continuation of windows wrapping around the corner. I haven't tried this yet. Or maybe we did and it was too busy. So that's not bad. And it's kind of cute. I'm not really sure what to do about this wall now, because we can't really center one of the simple windows on it and we don't have a square window yet. But maybe that's just where the tapestry is going to go eventually. Yeah, having nothing on the back would allow you to put it next to another building. That's true. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does this work out? The other thing is that eventually this could also, like, you could cluster more plants around this side, and that might also not be a bad thing. Could even... Oh, that's not what I wanted. It's not having it. That's fine. Nah, it's gonna lose its quaintness. Square window on the back wall looked very good to me. Yeah, I do feel like this might be too busy. Should we go with these two vertical windows on the back with the flowers, or the square? I mean, this does feel very lush, but at the same time, it also feels a little busy. The pair of square windows on the wall to the left of the door, and nothing on the far wall looked good. So we didn't want anything on this wall back here. So if we did that, we can also turn those windows green. Yeah, alright, keep the flowers in one area. Noted. I'm sure we don't want to, like, even one window back here. We could, I mean, we could go back to having a lantern back there, too. I forgot that that was there. Calm down. Calm down. There you go. Green windows? Let's give them green. Nope, those are blue. There we are. So that doesn't look like too much stuff. That might be too much stuff. I don't know, I feel like there's just a bunch of stuff sticking off the building, and it's like breaking my brain. So I think in the future we're gonna get rid of those and maximize flowers on the porch. Yeah, that's a good point. Enjoyable from multiple angles, and still quaint enough to belong in a tier 1 space. Still don't know if we need 2 of them. Because that feels a little bit better, actually, to me. Like, for some reason, having them side by that was just like, something about that was messing with me. Vote for a single square window on the back wall. No, I don't know, that doesn't feel too bad, actually. So we have like this one dressy window over here. We've got like just a little porthole there. I like that, actually. Eventually, though, we can move that back here and put a tapestry over here, or maybe the tapestry can live back here, but this I feel like is pretty good. Alright, let's drop in our workbenches and see if they will build this. Of course, since that's slab, it's not going to let us just do what we want. Is the only bummer about using a slab tool. You can't just do as you will. I kind of feel like you'd want the workbench in front of the windows. Not a ton of space for the bed. Oops, short-sighted. That's a big workbench. The one window isn't centered and it may bug some people. That's true. I don't know. Having the 2 just feels very busy, though. We can leave it. I can ignore it. What if? Let's erase it. So there we go, that's a way to do it. Oops, it's backwards! No! You fool! Oh, wow, it's not letting me erase it. That's fascinating. Uh-oh. Oh! There he goes! I don't know how it happened, folks, but... yeah! Would you kindly undeploy that? Thank you. Good job, guy. Wait. There we are. Let's make sure this is facing in the right direction this time. Cool. Alright, fits a bed, fits a workstation. Hearthling has no more privacy. No! Yeah, my little piglet says, well, one window is fine, but don't make it look like it wants to be centered. Yeah, no, I get you. That's a good point. So if it favors the column rather than the center, it's less offensive to folks that would think, oh, that window's not centered. getting used to seeing it too. A bug! Yes, that is good. Okay, one window. And furnished. Looks alright. Let's save this template. It's not a very imaginative name for the time being. Let's drop off everything they need. Got tons of clay bricks and wood logs. Clay, window, frame. All that really should remain is seeing if they go for it. Tall clay windows. All right. Okay, any last thoughts before we see if they'll build it? Daily update. Woo! I think it's time to push play. We're doing it. Build! Alrighty. This should not take them very long, provided that there's nothing that bothers them about the template. Oh, time to eat. Yeah, looks like they're fine with it. So far, so good. Oh, friend. That is not a good place to sleep. Scaffolding down, doors in. Everybody high five and sleep on the ground. Yay, we did it! We have a cute building and it's cute. Okay. So that's great. They built it, there's no problems. Future herbalist taking a nap. So, this is where we'll, everybody's taking turns. This is where we'll leave it for now. And on the next stream, let's solve the problem of these unfired clay vases not being adorable potted plants for the porch. Because it's about high time we did something about that. So, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in today, and for all your feedback and your input and your help putting this together. The Herbalist now officially has a place to conduct their herbally business. And I think, yeah, that doesn't leave us with too many other options. But I wanna jam with everybody on the team and see how many more we need, or if we do indeed want a house for every crafting class. Though what you guys think is also super important along those lines. Like, maybe in the long run it would be awesome to have a carpenter's house and things like that. But it's also would be good to know when we would want to see them in the flow of a game. Like, is that a tier 3 house? Is that a tier 2 house? Because ideally all those things have a style of their own. And tier 3 Rise Children has not been discovered yet. So, thanks again everybody, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Have a fantastic rest of your day, or afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be. And yeah, have a great one. Bye everybody.